Hey everyone! So first of all, I miss you guys so much, and I'm really glad that you're getting somewhat of a season because I know that you guys have worked really hard. And I watched your first two games, and they were a little bit rough. I think we can all agree, but I know that you guys are so much better than what you showed. So I just kind of wanted to give you some advice and just like talk about some things that I noticed. And this isn't supposed to be like some lecture of like, I'm perfect, so do this, because in no way was I perfect at basketball. But I really struggled with a lot of things that I think you are struggling with right now. And I just thought that maybe it would help to hear from like my perspective, because you guys all played with me, instead of just hearing it from your coaches for like the millionth time. So the first thing I noticed was that nobody has any confidence. And confidence is really important, and it's also like a choice. So like for me, I know that it's hard to have confidence, and I did not have any confidence all of my sophomore year. And I remember having many conversations with coach, and she'd be like, well, what can I do to make you more confident in games? And that's the thing. So we can be confident in you, but we can't like have confidence for you. And so like I believe in you, your teammates believe in you, your coaches believe in you, your parents believe in you. We all believe in you and we all have confidence in you, but you have to choose to have confidence in yourself. And everyone on this team should have confidence in themselves because you guys are good. And you just have to like make that decision of thinking that you guys are good and that you can do whatever you need to do, and you can go make your shot, and you can go dribble down the floor, whoever's guarding you. Like, have confidence in yourself that you can do that, because it is really easy to tell somebody to have confidence, and you're like, okay, well, I just messed up, so I don't have any confidence now. And that's where I really struggled, was when I would accidentally miss one of my layups, or maybe two, and then I'd be like, shoot, like I messed up. I have zero confidence now because I clearly can't make any layups, and cool, like game over, sorry. And that's just like not how it works. And so something that helped me was when I was struggling on like the offensive side of things, I would focus on something else. So for me, my strength is speed. So I'd be like, okay, I'm not really doing good on offense, but I know I can outwork these people, and I'm going to hustle, and I'm going to do the best that I can. And everybody on this team has different strengths. So maybe you're fast, maybe you are tall, maybe you are really good at rebounding, maybe you're really good at defense, maybe you are really good at cheering on your teammates. Whatever you are good at, that's your strength, and play to those strengths. Like, whether you realize it or not, if you start to do those little things, it's going to build your confidence back up. And it's also going to help your teammates out, instead of just feeling sorry for yourself and thinking that you are bad, because none of you guys are bad. And I just know that you guys are so freaking good and that you guys have so much potential. And I just really want you guys to like show that in your games. So another thing that I noticed is that you have a tendency to shut down, and believe me, I've been there, I've done that, and it doesn't work out. I would get the ball stolen from me like 3 times, and then I'd be like, well, that's my position, so I guess I am bad at it, so now I'm just going to jog down the floor and do nothing. And that helps nobody. So instead of having that attitude, like, do something different and keep your head up. Say, you know what, I made a mistake, but it's fine. Because I don't know if you like realize or not, but like coach is like a little bit competitive, just like a little bit, but she likes to win. And if you're playing on, like if you're out there on the floor playing, then she sees something in you, and you like are there for a reason, and you're bringing value to the team. And so you have to know that. And everyone, like, maybe you don't know your value that you bring to the team. Like, think about that, because in those hard times, in those times where you feel like shutting down, you just have to focus on that value, and your team just needs to make the decision to come together and be like, you know what, we are down 10 points, or we couldn't get our passes right, so they just made 2 layups in a row. But we're going to keep trying, we're going to keep fighting the entire time, and we're going to give our best, because shutting down is just going through the motions, which is basically a wasted game. And y'all only have 5 weeks, so we don't have any time to be wasting a game. So that's where you guys have to make the decision to just keep on fighting. Because, for example, last year, Tuscola, we were down 14 in the first quarter. It would have been really easy to shut down. It literally almost was too easy to shut down. We could have been you know what, yeah, we're just gonna go through the motions. Maybe we'll be down by 40 at the end, hope this game goes fast, and we'll just figure out the next one. But instead, we came together as a team and was you know what, let's just play as hard as we can for all 4 quarters, and a positive outcome came out of it. And win or lose, if you don't shut down, you're getting better. If you do, you get nothing out of it. But if you play your hardest, you know that you gave your all, and you're going to get better, and you're going to grow as a team. And so I think the attitudes of that just needs to improve a little bit, which I know it's hard. And it takes heart. Biz likes to preach this, and you might think it's corny, but it's true. It does take heart to believe that you can win when you're losing. It's hard, I know that, but it's just something that you have to believe and you have to do in order to be successful. And I know that all of you can do it, because most of you were here last year, and I know that you guys can do it. I know that you're capable of it. So you just have to choose to do it. Another thing is leadership. Somebody needs to take my position as a leader, and any of you can do it. If you're a freshman and you want to lead, do it. If you want to be a leader, then you just have to do it. You don't have to be the best person. I think leadership gets a bad rap, because people are well, I have to be the best and I have to score the most points every game. And then if I choose to be a leader in that situation, then everyone's going to be looking at me, and it's so much pressure. But it doesn't have to be that. You can lead in several different ways, and all 10 of you can be a leader in different ways. So if you're doing really good, lead by performance. That's great. If you want to lead by example because you're always hustling down the floor, that's great. If you're really good at defense, lead in that. If you're really good at cheering on your teammates, lead in that. But hopefully many of you have to step up and become a leader, because teams can't thrive without leaders. It's nothing successful is going to happen if you guys don't have leaders. And I know that you guys are capable of leading. I know that you guys love to talk, and somebody needs to talk on the floor and become a leader, because it's just going to be so much better if you decide to do that. And leadership doesn't have to be a burden. It can be a privilege, because all it is simply you're trying to make your teammates better, and you're trying to make your team better, and that's it. So many people, 10 people in fact, step up and try to be a leader in your own way. Whatever value you bring, maybe try to lead in that. So the last thing that I want to talk about is hustling. And I really like to preach about this, because this was one of my goals for my entire high school career, is to out hustle everybody and outwork everybody all the time. And that's a hard goal to have, but it doesn't take any skills. It just takes effort. And you can be the worst basketball player ever. None of you guys are, but you could be, and you can still hustle. All it takes is just that mindset of, I want to do this, so I'm going to. And hustling is a domino effect. If you see somebody who's working their butt off, then you're going to be okay, I need to do the same. And then soon enough, everybody on that team is doing the same thing and you're all together and you're playing as one. And positive things happen from that. Literally nothing negative happens from hustling. Like, nothing. No situation is that bad. So maybe if you are struggling, you say, you know what? I'm going to choose to be the hardest worker on this floor. And if every single one of you choose to be the hardest worker, then you guys are going to be working so hard. And it's just going to be so freaking awesome because you're going to be playing so awesome. So just focus on that and keep your heads up, because these last 2 games, like, you can dwell on them and think about them, but like, they don't mean anything anymore. Like, we can't change them. So all we can do is look at them, learn from it, and move on. And that sometimes is hard, but it's the first 2 games. So let's just go kill it on this one and then it will be fine. But 10 people, I mean, it doesn't have to be 10, but I would like it to be 10. Step up and be leaders on the floor. And make sure that your team isn't shutting down and that everyone's going to work together. And if you see somebody who doesn't have confidence or they're lacking a little bit, then like, go and help them out and go try to make your team better. And if you do those things, like, it's going to work out. It's going to be good. And I know it's really hard to do, but I wish I could go back and tell my sophomore self, like, all these things and actually, like, pay attention to them, because I know that somebody told me this, but I just didn't listen. But, like, listen, because you guys can be so good, and I just know, everyone knows that you have so much potential, and we just want to see that. So try to do those things and go kill it on the home floor, because let's go. And I'll be watching. So go Cards. Love y'all.